I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to talk about my health issues, because if people come in and they can chat, then we'll chat. Or I try to take a thumbnail. So, my first question for the audience is, what are your health issues? So I'm going to go ahead and go over these questions, even though I don't have anybody in the chat. And I'll tell you what my health issues are still. I have a lot of things that have resolved, but I'm also working on some things. So my energy level still could be better, but I'm eating more fat. So with carnivore, it's high fat carnivore. It's high fat, animal based, animal protein and animal foods, eggs, bacon, beef, ruminant animals like lamb, deer. Deer aren't that fatty though, so you have to add. Oh, hi, lots of people are in. Please chat. We're testing this to see if we can get this working again, because I had 20 people in before and nobody was chatting, which makes me think that my internet is wagadoo. So there's a car parked up ahead of me. Is he? Anyway, doesn't matter. So there's 33 people in here already. Awesome sauce. And 1 like, thank you. So I'll just start asking questions, and hopefully people will pop in with where they're from and introduce yourself quick. And hopefully I have a mod or 2 in here too, because that would be nice. Then we can just get on with the program. So the first question is, what health issues do you suffer with that you want to address? It could be your eyes, which that's on my brain because I just had a eye appointment this morning. That's why I'm squinting a little bit, because my eyes are dilated. I was gonna wear my sunglasses, but that's not working because I can't see the screen. So then, cool. It's nice that we have so many people in here and 5 likes already. So thank you. So what health issues do you suffer with? I have low thyroid and have had for years, probably before I was diagnosed. Have blood sugar issues since I was young as well. I had migraines. I don't have them anymore. I've done a lot of things and been in a lot of different patterns of eating. Not disordered eating, not that way. But just, I tried vegan. I took out gluten, which needed to happen. And grains took out. I did do sprouted bread for a while, but I cut that out. I was just trying a lot of things, especially for my thyroid, especially to feel better through menopause and postmenopause. So, hello people. Nobody's saying anything still. That's so weird. I've had over 30 people in here and nobody's saying anything. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and record this, and hopefully it turns out, hopefully my face isn't too close to the screen again, because yesterday, by some weird thing, my face was zoomed in, even though it didn't look like it from the screen at all. So I just went in and looked at the replay from last night, and it was all zoomed in. Kind of weird. But anyway, So I'm just going to go over these questions. I'm going to go over the questions and then the replay. People can answer in comments and give me an idea what content we want to do in the future. So we want to deal with what health issues you have and would like to talk about. It could be cancer. It could be that you just want to know how carnivore helps things like cancer and energy levels, and what do you do in place of carbs, because you have to have energy, so we have to run off of fat in place of carbs because you cut out the carbs. And it heals a lot of things. And I'm going to munch on some butter right now because I need to get enough fat in today. So I'm going to eat some butter. Grass-fed, nummy butter. And you don't want to do rendered fat while I'm talking about it. Anyway, that'll help ketones too. Fat helps the ketones circulate in your body, which you want. You want to be in ketosis. I'm in low-level ketosis, or I was, but I just ate some fish, and I'm eating that butter. My blood sugar was high. Don't know why. It was 145. Don't know why. Anyway, we're working on that issue, but if I have too much protein and not enough fat, if anybody does, you go into gluconeogenesis, which is when the protein, if you don't have enough fat with it, because you don't have carbohydrates. I'm talking about a low-carb diet, not a normal standard American diet or a high-carb diet. If you don't have enough fat, then it turns into gluconeogenesis. If you want to stay here and listen, you can. You can also watch the replay. It doesn't seem that we are able to chat. I don't know why. Like I said, my internet might be crap, and I might end up going out, and I don't see it spinning though or anything. It's really weird. I searched this issue on Google, and I couldn't find any comments about it. It's weird. Anyway, just a glitch in YouTube, because I've had it happen a few times where nobody could chat with me. So just listen if you want, or listen to the replay, however you want to do it. So anyway, the way that you mitigate that situation with your protein turning into glucose, which spikes your blood sugar. I had only eaten a little bit today, so I can't imagine that little bit of protein would have spiked my blood sugar, especially since I had fat with it, which doesn't make sense for it to go to gluconeogenesis if I had enough fat with it and stuff. But anyway, somehow my blood sugar spiked. Maybe not enough sleep. It can be stress, which I don't feel stressed at all. And I haven't had my workout yet. Actually, a workout can cause your blood sugar to go up. And not working out, not exercising, can also cause your blood sugar to fluctuate and go up. A lot of things can affect it. I wish you could chat, peeps. Are you ready to make changes in your diet and your, I'm not talking about dieting, because carnivore isn't a diet, not in the 4-letter nasty sense. It's not a bad thing. It's just going ultra low carb. And you can start with keto. Excuse me, which would be 10 to 20 grams of fat on a low carb diet. Some people say 50, but I say 20. That's what I did with keto. And so if you start with keto, it's good, because then you so do some research on oxalates. We're not going to talk about them today because I've talked a lot about them. I think I have a video that actually has oxalates in the title. So anyway, just do your own research too, because you shouldn't take anybody's word, even your doctor. You shouldn't take anybody's word for your health. You need to do your research. You need to do your own experiments with your own body. And that's a lot of what I've learned over the years has come from me doing N=1. In other words, myself as the guinea pig. Let's test this food out. I used to, when I got migraines, I would eat, because I knew it was food related, because it always had to do with my blood sugar or something. I would eat, and then I would say, okay, how did that one food, I'd eat one food, not a sandwich with a whole bunch of different things, bread and veg and blah, blah, blah. I'd eat one food, like a tomato, and then I'd eat, a piece of chicken or a piece of beef or whatever, and just eat that and see how it made me feel. And I found out in a big hurry that protein made me feel better. Now, I didn't have the high fat piece in, but now with carnivore, I'm learning that the fat is crucial, which goes against everything the medical establishment, traditional medicine teaches you, and the food pyramid teaches you. But let me ask you, how is the food pyramid working? How is it working for the American public when we're 40% or even more obese? 40% in America. And it's getting exported to other countries where they're also getting unhealthy because they've adapted a standard American diet. Dumbest thing in the world. And the pyramid is not helping. The food pyramid is not helping. It's heavy on grains, heavy on carbs, light on meat. What it is it's spiking blood sugar. Terrible, because carbs and bread will spike your blood sugar. It's not something that we want to do, whether we're diabetic or not. If you want to be diabetic, which who does? Who wants their limbs amputated and they're to go blind? Who wants bleeding in the back of their eye? Diabetes is a wicked, wicked disease. And obviously so is cancer. So let me ask you, how is the modern, mostly processed in manufacturing, in factories, food, how's it treating us? What is it doing to our bodies? The chemicals, even the bread that is enriched and cereals that are enriched with vitamins, those vitamins aren't bioavailable, and it's just toxic. So do you know that diabetes is carbohydrate toxicity? That's what it is. It's overloading on carbs. Your body is overloading on carbs. That's what it is. And if you cut the carbs down, you can reverse the diabetes. I saw it happen with my dog. He got diabetes, quote unquote. My vet said he had diabetes. And so I changed his diet to a higher protein, balanced, fat, protein ratio, whatever. He got used to the new kibble, and now he doesn't test high in his blood sugar. So our dogs are getting cancer, they're getting lumps and bumps and all kind of crazy because we're throwing processed food at them. So it doesn't make any sense for us to eat what is made in a factory. And believe me, seed oils are poison. They have all kinds of poisonous chemicals and are processed through high heat, and they were originally automobile lubricant and oil, and even jet fuel, jet lubricant. It's insane. Like, why would we put canola in our body? Why would we put soybean oil in our body? In nature, can you go out and get that much canola oil? Can you? And it's GMO. Anyway, don't get me started. So we can go into those things. We can do like a whole. We could do a series or some videos on seed oils and the dangers and how they're processed. And I'll just do more research on them, and we'll talk about it. So let me know if you're willing to. First question is, what health issues do you suffer with? Second question is, are you willing to do something to change it? Do you think that there's anything that you can do? Believe me, there is something that you can do. Even if it's something genetic or whatever. It may or may not be genetic. Maybe they say it's genetic and it's not. But anyways, because here's the thing. Disease causes inflammation in our body. Inflammation is also caused from if we hurt ourselves, and the inflammation is a good thing to heal our bodies. But the swelling and stuff, we actually shouldn't reduce it. We shouldn't reduce a fever unless it goes way out of hand, because the fever is there to kill the virus, to kill the bacteria, whatever, in our body, to heal us, to get us well again. So those are all like inflammation kind of things. So, but there's bad inflammation. There's inflammation that is caused from eating too many carbs and gut dysbiosis, IBS, for some reason the word is escaping me, but irritable bowel syndrome. But there's, other gut issues that are problematic, that are causing leaky gut and stuff. And that's caused from high oxalates. So there's plant toxins in the food that are naturally there. So even if there's no glyphosate, which is, everybody pretty much knows what that is. That's the crap they spray on vegetables to get the pests away. And it's poison to us, and you can't get rid of it very easily at all. It affects the meat if it's not ruminant meat. Ruminant meat is much better because multiple stomachs make the poisons go out of the meat, and it's less likely to be there in the meat. So animals pre-digest the nutrients in the foods, plant foods, the nutrients and vitamins are not bioavailable as well as they are in meats. I'm not saying they're not bioavailable, but you'd have to, you have to like tank up. So, I mean, oxalates are bad. And if you like do green smoothies and spinach smoothies, which I used to do, I was vegan, honestly, then it's so weird that you can't chat. It's so weird. But anyway, I'll just keep going. So, oxalates. So, people have died from doing spinach smoothies every day, loading up on greens in their smoothies, because it's so high oxalate that it can poison you in short order, not just longer term, taking a long time to do. And oxalates take up to 10 years to detox from. And you'll go through oxalate dumping when you go low carb. So you really need support. You need support if you're going to do a low carb diet, because when you go through the oxalate dumping and your gut has to adjust to high fat, so you need to become fat adapted, then you're going to go through some things that are where your body is detoxing and it's dumping out crap that shouldn't be there, that we've wreaked havoc on our bodies and the toxins are flying out of there. So anyway, do some research yourselves on oxalates. Look up Sally K. Norton. She wrote a book called Toxic Superfoods. That'll give you a good education on it. She has a list of low, medium, and high oxalate foods so that you can look at the low list and keep those in, because at least for a good a good length of time, because if you keep the medium and high oxalate foods, even if you're low carb, if you keep them in, then you're going to oxalate dump because you're low carb, because your body doesn't let go of the oxalates until you go low carb. So, you need to go low oxalate. Leave a little bit in there. I do some hibiscus tea because I really like it, and it's low oxalate. I haven't done any for a really long time. I don't know if I've had much oxalate at all. I have some Tabasco, which I don't think, hot peppers are really low, if any. I'll look them up. Another good low one, and also low carb, is cucumbers and pickles. So if you want to accept that, you need to be careful with pickles because they have lots of food coloring, terrible additives some pickles have. So you want to go for a natural brand that doesn't add, what are those, Grillos? They're called Grillos pickles, and they're good. They do have dill in them and stuff, so you're going to end up with some plant foods there, and obviously with pickles you're going to end up with some plant. But I'm not I'm not the carnivore police. For me, it works to not have very much plant in my diet. I had really high really high histamine reactions in the beginning. So I had to cut out. I was still using essential oil of lemon to flavor my water, or lemon juice or lime juice, not sweetened, but just to flavor my water, whatever. and it caused histamine reactions and even bone broth, because homemade bone broth, because it's aged in a way, because it's cooked for so long. And any aged meats can cause histamine. Bacon. So I cut a lot of things out for a time. I cut out egg whites because they cause histamine reactions. I would literally my nose would plug up and I'd start sneezing as if I was having major allergies, which was weird because I wouldn't get allergies from plants even, or like seasonal allergies that people get from pollen or whatever. I wasn't a person who generally did that. Once in a while I'd have like some kind of weird flare, like if I went to a different place in the nation that had different pollens or whatever during pollen season, then I might have, like when we first moved to Washington, we were driving through the fields, the wheat fields or something. I think that's where we were. And I had allergies, started sneezing. And it's funny when you don't have them, it's like, what's going on? What hit me all of a sudden? But the only food allergy that I had ever noticed or experienced, two things. I didn't know that it was a food allergy. I thought everyone's throat tickled and bothered them eating honeydew. So when I would eat honeydew, it wasn't severe, but it was like this tickly in my throat, and I'd start kind of coughing a little bit. I love honeydew. I'm not saying I don't love veg, guys. It's just that veg don't love me. And my gut doesn't love it. And I really need to fix this blood sugar issue thing. So I'm working on all of that and working on my thyroid. So next question, are you willing, what health issues do you have? Are you willing to change things to fix it? And number 3, are your current food choices? So maybe write these things down or file them away. And when you come to a future video live, we can chat, because right now chat is busted. So weird. So anyway, what else? What are your current food choices? And I don't care if they're bad food choices, because we need to talk about it and talk about what those foods do in your body so that you have some education on that. So I wouldn't just go piling whatever crap in your body. I used to, boxed macaroni and cheese. I would have been considered to have a relatively healthy diet because I did have to be careful of my blood sugar. But then I went vegan, and for a while I felt better because I cut out all the processed foods. But then not so good at all, because you have to do B12, you have to do a lot of stuff. Somebody was staring at me driving by. Anyway, so I'm used to looking weird. There's only 3 people in here. 9 likes, that's nice. I'm just gonna keep going. People can watch the replay. The next 2 questions are related. So, what's your energy level? That lady parked behind me. Maybe she needed to park to make a phone call or something. Anyway, sorry, it's a little distracting. So it just really weirds me out that you guys can't chat. I'll look at the replay and see how my internet looks. My internet might be really spotty. Things do you want to do that you can't do that currently? Because I bet you dollars to donuts. Donuts aren't a good example for low carb. Dollars to carnivore donuts, which I bet I could figure out how to make. Probably make them with my waffle recipe. Funny. So, that your diet is going to help you change your energy level, and low carb, high fat is going to help heal your body and change your energy level so that you have the energy that you need to do what you want to do. Think of the things you want to do. Write a list. I wanted to ride horses. I wanted to exercise. Oh, she's just getting her mail, that's all. I wanted to, just be able to exercise more and move more and get outside and be motivated to even just get daily chores done and stuff around the house, dishes and laundry and keep a better house, keep a cleaner house, to run around with my dogs and play with them, stuff like that, So, those are some things for me. Think of some things that you want to do, and it could be just mentally too, because our diet can cause brain fog and all kinds of crazy that way. Which reminds me, Alzheimer's is called type 3 diabetes, and it's also caused from high carbohydrate diet, from your blood sugar being wackadoo. It's really important to now I use a Keto Mojo, which measures blood sugar and ketones in the blood. So it's a finger stick, which I'm getting used to. I just alternate. I remember which spot on my finger I used the last time, and I rotate around my hands and then rotate back around again, back around the horn, and it helps. I've gotten used to it. So I check in the morning after the dawning effect. You can look that up, dawn effect. It's when your body makes glucose in order to wake you up in the morning. So it's just a natural thing that our body does to wake us up and energize us first thing in the morning. So you need to wait until after that. In other words, be awake for 2 or 3 hours maybe before you test your blood sugar. And with carnivore, it's easy to wait for breakfast because a lot of times I don't even eat till late morning or early afternoon even, because you're not as hungry, because you're satiated with the protein and the fat. Part of that same question is, can you do the things that you want to do with the ones you love? So your kids, your spouse, your friends, do they go and do things and you can't join them and you want to, and believe me, if you do this, if you take the plunge and go low carb, keto, and then carnivore, if you so choose to go carnivore after going keto, you will have energy that you don't know what to do with, and you have to find things to do, or you're gonna feel stir crazy. Just a couple more questions. Wait a minute, I gotta look at it again, sorry. Ready and willing to do what needs to be done to achieve these outcomes, to achieve the change that you want. Hopefully you can say yes. The last question I have is, if you were to continue the way that you're eating and exercising now, if you were to continue, what would life be like projected out 10 years? Would you have the quality of life that you want? Would you still be able to bend and do the things that you need to do? Would you be able to go up and down the stairs and, and get out and hike, or get out and do whatever it is you want to do? Either mentally, spiritually, physically, any of those areas. What is your life going to look like if you continue doing what you're doing now? If you're good, then good. But, it's a good idea to reevaluate every few years, or even less than that, like every year or something. It's good to reevaluate. Okay, is what I'm doing now still working? If carnivore stopped working for me, which I don't know that it's going to, but if it stopped working for me and I needed to add some plants in, which sounds terrible to me right now because I don't want to. Like I say, it's not that I don't like the taste. Like, I like beets, I like sweet potatoes, blah, 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 blah. But what would that do to my blood sugar? And I know it would do stuff to oxalates in my body. So I would want to keep it low oxalate because of what I've learned. And also, I had oxalate dumping that I found out was oxalate dumping, and I had to figure out what to do about it. So it's actually kind of nice not having chat come in, because chat can be distracting. No offense. I like doing lives with chat, but my chat isn't working. It's broken. I tried twice. Probably my internet connection is crap. But anyway, this is crazy how much time I have left before I have to be at my riding lesson. That's one thing I can do now, is ride horses. I don't think I could have done that before when I was vegan, or especially when I was vegan. At the end, I started getting sick, I really did. I started getting like respiratory crap, sinus infections. I don't get sick anymore. I started to get a sore throat about 2 months ago because I was tired. I was overly tired. And I just went to bed and slept. I didn't take anything for it. I didn't tank up on vitamin C. I think I just made sure to eat well and went to bed, and when I got up the next morning, I didn't have a sore throat anymore. So it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I've been carnivore for 13 months. 13 months. Crossing my 13th month right now. Anyway. And I haven't been sick. So literally have not been sick. So anyway, those are the questions. What would your life look like if you just kept doing what you're doing? And what could it look like? Actually project out what it could look like if you felt your absolute best. And I don't tell anybody that they have to do this way of eating. I just put it out there. Like I put the information out there. If you want to try it, give it a crack. Try it for 2 weeks. Then if it goes well for 2 weeks, try it for a month. Don't be surprised about the oxalate dumping. Don't be surprised about your gut having to adjust. Don't be surprised if you're constipated at first because you need more fat. You need more fat than you realize. One of the reasons why there's a gal named Stick and Butter, or Butter, sorry, I can't. Steak and Butter gal, sorry. She hit on eating a stick of butter a day. That's how she regulates making sure she has enough fat. I'm gonna eat a piece of butter. Don't be weirded out. So, because you need enough fat. And this month, those who wanted to do it, not on my channel because I didn't present it to my channel, but we have a challenge going on for September of eating a stick of butter a day. And it could be the equivalent in tallow, which is beef fat, and you want to do it cold, not hot. You don't want to, not cold, but you don't want it rendered because that'll upset your stomach. So you don't want to do rendered fat. I know dipping shrimp in garlic butter is yum. And I do eat garlic, by the way. I left garlic in because it's low oxalate. I just got some tagine, and then I looked on the ingredients, and I think I looked on the ingredients before. The ingredients aren't bad except one thing: silica. And silica is that anti-caking, but that means it anti-cakes in your body. I'm just hoping that because it's a seasoning and that I'm not like eating huge amounts of it. I sprinkled some on my steak yesterday, the lime and the peppers, the pepper flakes in the tagine is so good. Not gonna lie. So I use garlic, white pepper, because black pepper irritates the gut, has the black skin on it, and white pepper is, I think, just younger pepper. It's younger black pepper before it grows the skin on it. Anyway, somehow it doesn't have the skin on it. I'll do the research and come back with why white pepper is different. It tastes very similar, a little bit different flavor profile, but it's a good flavor. It's pretty yummy. I use whole, it's better to use whole peppercorns and the white pepper rather than the black, because black is high oxalate and it'll mess with your gut. And people with colitis and what's that other one? There's another one that's like colitis, but it's not itis, it's the other. Anyway, it bothers their gut and they can't do black pepper. So you can do pepperoni with carnivore diet. I don't. I've done it before a little bit, but the spices can bother me. And of course it has pepper in it, black pepper. So I don't want to add high oxalate foods in and end up with another oxalate dump. Because when I had an oxalate dump, it can do things that you don't know about. Like, it can cause, like later you'll find out that you have problems with your kidneys, or kidney stones, or gallstones, or leaky gut, you know? Because the oxalate crystals are sharp and they cut through the gut lining, the gut wall, and then you end up with poop in your body. That's what leaky gut is. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Not good at all. I got 11 likes and I got 9 people in here still. So that's all I have for you today. I still have time. I think, you know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna go move to a better internet spot. And I'm gonna turn it back on again just to see if I can chat with people. And so if you wanna chat with me, there's only 10 in here right now, but there were more before. So we can just keep trying to get on the internet. I have plenty of freaking time. I'm only 8 minutes away from my riding barn, and I'm my lesson isn't until, I don't have to be at the barn until 1:30. My lesson isn't until 2, but I need time to saddle up, tack up, go get my horse and tack up. I have to go get her from out in the field in her paddock. So anyway, so if you want to come back, I'm going to try to come back and see if I can't get chat working. I'm pretty sure it's internet issues. So I will chat with you later. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subbing. Thanks for sharing. Doing all those things. It's important because if we want this information, important information to get out there so people can heal from cancer, they can heal from, not saying they will, not promising, because if I make those promises, YouTube will strike me for medical misinformation. Diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer, a lot of things that are caused. There's a lot of things caused from high carb. A lot. It's carb toxicity, especially diabetes. And isn't it terrible? If they throw insulin at you to fix it, it doesn't fix it. The things that they do, they throw medicine at and don't heal it with diet and don't figure out what's causing it. They just keep you on the same path, in the same rut. Then you just keep getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And they aren't sad about it because they get money, dang it. The food, big pharma, big medical, they're all in cahoots together, and they all, you know, they all are together on this, and they make money, and they're trying to take away our meat. And don't think I'm lying about it. They are trying to, the ranchers can tell you that they don't want them there. They want us to eat fake meat, that pink slime that they add to food in fast food restaurants to bulk it up or whatever, to add fake meat to what's supposed to be real. By the way, I go to Burger King and I get 2 Whopper patties or more. They're only $1 a piece. And you just ask them for the a la carte menu. You say, I just want 2 plain Whopper patties, the big ones, not the small. They do have a Whopper Junior or whatever, but just tell them you want the big one because they're the same price. The Whopper, the hamburger size, the the smaller one is $1, and the big Whopper is $1. So it's pretty cool, and they make them fresh, and you get hot burgers, and then I just drizzle some mustard because I like mustard and it's low carb. You don't want to do ketchup because that's high fructose corn syrup, and which is super bad for you. Really bad. Do some research on high fructose corn syrup. Anyway, and even if it's the Hunts with no high fructose corn syrup, still has sugar in it. I used to make my own ketchup. I made my own ketchup, and I sweetened it with stevia or something, monk fruit, I can't remember. It tasted good, but again, that's plant toxins. I think tomatoes are high oxalate. And they have I always get lectins and leptins mixed up. Lectins? Anyway. But they're nightshades. So they cause issues in your body. Nightshades. Peppers and I guess I eat the Tabasco. But it doesn't seem to bother me. So, whatever you can tolerate. I do heavy cream because I can tolerate it. I'm careful about cheese. I think I've been eating some cheese, and if I overdo, you need to do it like a condiment. In other words, don't do it as a meal or even a snack. Do it as a little bit of cheese in your eggs, or a little bit of, it is an animal food. You need to do high quality, not processed American. Grody. Anyway, I'm gonna move my location and see if I can't get and have chat. So come back if you want to chat. Thanks so much for your support. We are at, well, I didn't check this. I checked this morning, but I didn't check since I've started my chat. But we have our subscribers are increasing day by day. Really good. And my watch hours are increasing. I'll probably be able to monetize in a few months if I keep doing as many videos as I'm doing and get out some, organized content and things that people really want to watch. Then yeah, I'll be monetized in 3 months, which means that I can still be in retirement, which I am. I'm living on Social Security retirement, We worked hard for that. We get retirement. So, anyway, I'm living on that right now, but it's not paying the bills entirely. I could really use the supplemental income from YouTube, and if I do it right, then we can stay on here just as often or more. So it would be really cool, because I want to get this information out there. It's really, really important. I think your health, besides your spiritual health, your mental health and your physical health are obviously really important, or you won't live as long. You can't do the things that God wants you to do, and you'll end up shortening your lifespan. My husband did. I wish he had known. I wish I had known, and he had known about carnivore. 4 years ago, he died suddenly of a heart attack. So, and didn't know he had heart issues. So I will see you in a few minutes. I'm going to move and see if we can't get some chatting going on. So it'll just kind of be free-form chat. I'm not going to let people run over me and talk about weird wacko stuff or mean stuff, but we'll have some chat. Bye.